it's Shawnee. Welcome back. Today we are doing another collab with, guess who? Jan them. We love to do collabs together because we usually try to do something fun that makes us laugh because we're always laughing. And typically we'll do would you rather, like would you rather questions that each of us answer. And oftentimes I find the questions and Jan will come up with like what makeup thing we should do or try or shades or whatever. So if you don't like the makeup looks, blame Jan. And if you don't like the questions, blame Jan. This time we decided to do something a little different. So for the look, we each are going to use palettes or shades or whatever that the other influenced us to buy. And we're going to do who is most likely for questions. I'm excited about it. So let me tell you first what Jan influenced me to buy. One of the first videos I watched of Jan, she did this gorgeous, amazing look with the Hudson Valley palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I literally left a comment on her page and was like, I'm gonna go buy this. And I got on the Nomad website and I bought it and I love it. I love it. I really, really like the look that she did. I know I can't recreate it. It was amazing. Now, the other thing that Jan directly influenced me to buy is the release from Devinah Cosmetics. These are the shades from the Mystic Cove and Sea of Shadow releases. Now, I had already purchased one of the bundles. I had only gotten one. And then I was telling Jan, hey, I got one of the bundles. And she was like, I got both. And then I went and bought the second one. So that's Jan's fault, okay? Why don't we go ahead and get started? I am going to start with some NYX Glitter Primer and I'll use a shade from here, but I'll also use some shades, of course, from the Nomad Hudson Valley. I really don't know what I'm going to do just yet, so we'll probably just get started and see what happens. Okay, the first question is, who is most likely to be late for their own birthday party? Now, this is like me or Jan in terms of who is most likely, right? We're not doing like everyone in the world, just me and her. So between the two of us, I think that I would be most likely to be late for my birthday party. I don't think it would be on purpose. I honestly think it would be because it took longer than I thought to get ready and or I got lost. I really do. I really do think that's what it would be. It wouldn't be a purposeful thing at all, as that would be just like rude, right? Like, I don't need to make an entrance. I'm gonna make an entrance anytime I get there. But I feel like there is really a possibility that like in the midst of getting ready, I would get hot and I would need to sit and lay under the fan, or I'd be driving myself and I just get lost, or I don't know where to park, like. And you know what? This is from personal experience with myself, okay? I know it would happen. I know it would happen. I think Jan would get there on time or early. Probably early. So I am going to go in with this shade here from the Nomad palette. Ooh, that is pigmented. And let's just start tapping that onto here. Okay, who is most likely to accidentally find a portal to another dimension? I think that would be me again, y'all. Because of how much I get lost. Like, honestly and truthfully, I know my strengths. Navigating stuff, directions, places, it's just not a strength of mine. Just not. So I think I would be the one to like accidentally find one, and then I'm pretty sure that I would stay there because I would be like not even recognizing that it was another dimension. I'd just be going about my business like, do I turn right or do I turn left? Like, was there always that tree right there? So, yeah. Number 3, who is most likely to actually be a spy? I'm gonna say Jan. I'm gonna say Jan because I think that she's, out of the two of us, the more appropriate choice. Because I feel like I can't be a spy. I would be telling everybody that I was a spy, and that's just like counter to actually being a spy. They would be like, what do you do for work? I'm a spy. Like, I would do it. I would do it. I can't hold water. They'd be like, yeah, we gotta fire you. You can't be a spy anymore. And I feel like Jen would do a good job. Like, Jen would take it seriously. She's not gonna run around telling you that she's a spy, because you're not supposed to. But here's the other thing. I could be a spy right now, and I'm just trying to throw you off. Now that we have that shade on, I am going to go into the deeper one right here. Just gonna wipe this brush off. Number 4, who is most likely to lock themselves out of their own home? I don't know why I picked this question, because it is calling me out so hard and fast. Let me tell you something, y'all. I am notorious for locking myself out of places. Notorious. Like, before I went, it's usually like when I'm stressed or something, or just like absentmindedly not paying attention. But before I moved to grad school from South Central to Missouri, I was super nervous, right? This was going to be the furthest away I'd been from my family. I was going to Missouri from South Central LA. Like, we couldn't even pronounce Missouri. We were like, misery? What's that? So I was just really nervous. I was like, what am I doing? Am I making the wrong choice? I was really young. I went into my PhD program straight from undergrad. So I was like 21 years old. That's a baby. I thought that I was like an adult. That's a baby, girl. Like, that's a baby. So I was really anxious, really nervous. This was a super big step in my life. You get it. You guys have had like big steps in your life and such like that. So when I'm anxious, or nervous or stressed about something, I will lock myself out. So literally like once a week, I was locking myself out of my car. Like at the point where AAA was like, oh, hey girl, we'll be right there. And one time I locked myself out of my car at the gas station. Everything was in the car. The keys, my phone, my bag, like everything, right? So then I had to go inside the gas station place and ask to borrow their phone. Now, here's the thing. I called my house, but you know how people don't be answering their phones at all. They don't answer their landlines. So I called my house and I'm like on the machine, like, is anybody there? Can y'all pick up? So I think maybe my niece, she was like younger, or somebody must have picked up, and I was able to tell them that I locked myself out of my car. But you also know that I don't have a good sense of direction. So when they were trying to find out where I was like, it's just like the two are not a good combination. And then I lock myself out of my house regularly. So someone does have an extra key and everything. But the other day, like maybe 2-3 months ago, I locked myself out of my house. And Rose was sitting right by the window looking at me like, y'all, to get that locksmith to come, I swear to God, it was like $200. I was like, I literally cannot afford to lock myself out of the house. I was considering how easy is it going to be for me to break open a window. So once that happened, I went ahead and got one of those keypad locks, because child, now I just have a code as long as I don't forget it. And it's so much easier and takes so much stress out of my life, because honestly, I was like, girl, you cannot afford this. You can't afford to be locking yourself out the house like this. And I honestly was like, do you have a repeat customer discount? They said no. Fine, whatever. So, long story short, I would be most likely to lock myself out of the house. Now, what I'm noticing is that this shadow doesn't go too well over that glitter primer, the mattes. So I'm going to see if I can like buff that out a little bit. It's like sticking. And you know what we'll do? We'll try to cover it with some sort of shimmer. How about that? We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Don't worry. Stay calm. So I think I'm going to go into this shade here. So number 5, who is most likely to live a double life? I feel like that's Jan. Rose, what are you doing? I feel like you're messing with something. I feel like Jan is most likely to live a double life because I think to live a double life, you have to like not just give all your business to everyone, you know? And I feel like I'm like in the grocery store, like, guess what? I'm living a double life. Like, I just like, I don't think I have the capacity to do that. So I feel like Jan would be the one. She's probably doing it right now. Number 6, who is most likely to become the next James Bond? Me. Listen, could you imagine me running on top of a train? Like, and I would be doing it in like some heeled boots or something, like thigh high or something, all in black. Girl, I would serve looks as James Bond. And I would keep the name, that's fine, James Bond. Who's asking? Or I could be like Jamisha Bond. So don't even trip. I would definitely be the next James Bond because I want to be like Bond. James Bond. Rose, do you mind? Thank you. Number 7. Who is most likely to get a random tattoo on a night out? I feel like that would be Jan. Road to the Zay. I feel like that would be Jan. I feel like she would be more likely to get a random tattoo. I don't have any tattoos, so I just feel like I wouldn't randomly be like, let's go get one. I mean, maybe I would, depending on how many like drinks I had. But I feel like Jan would do it, and I feel like it would be one that she would like regret the morning after. I don't know why. It just feels like that's Jan's kind of jam. So I'm going to go into this shade here from the Nomad palette. Number 8. Who is most likely to own their own farm? Jan, hands down. Jan is most likely to own her own farm. I don't know why. I just think she is. She's got all those grandbabies. They can help out on the farm. I don't think I'm built for farm life. First of all, Jan gets up at the crack of dawn. Jan is up before the sun up. Jan is up before Jesus wakes. Like, she is up early. And you have to be able to wake up early if you have a farm. Right? Here, I'm rolling out of the bed and most of the farm work's supposed to be done already. So I think Jan is better suited for that farm life. And I feel like she would rock it. Like, Jan likes to wear her hats and stuff. She likes to be out in the sun. She's got all the grandbabies that can help. I think Jan would be the one to most likely own her own farm. I'm having so much fallout right now. Number 9. Who is most likely to go all in on bottomless brunch? Do we even have to ask that question? Who do you think it is? Me. Girl, I'll go in on bottomless breakfast. Like, so I think that would be me. You know, that's how I get down. I like to have a good time in moderation. But child, listen, the last time I went to Vegas, because you know I'm going to Vegas for my birthday, but the last time I went to Vegas, we went to breakfast, brunch, something. And it was with my family. I know. I'm like the person that goes to Vegas with my family. I don't go with like my girlfriends to hang out. So we went to this thing, you know, in Vegas, they just feed you, they give you drinks, they just, it's hedonistic. So we're there, we're eating, and I walk in, and they're like, free mimosas. So I grabbed 2. And, you know, I'm going back a couple times because they're free. And my parents were like, it's like so early in the morning. And I'm like, girl, it's free. Like, I don't know why y'all playing. Listen, I'm about to get me my free mimosas, okay? Okay. So, as to who would go in, all in on bottomless brunch, Shawnee would. It would definitely be me. I'm getting so much fallout, y'all. I'm still liking what's happening here, though. Okay. Number 10. Who is most likely to know exactly what to say when you're feeling sad? Honestly, I feel like it's Jan. I think I know what to say. I have an exceptional amount of empathy. But I have contacted Jan in like a crisis, literally crying. And I just feel like she just knows what to say. She also has like a whole brood of children and grandchildren and stuff. So she knows how to like interact with people and like make them feel better, you know? Like, you can just tell her kids and her grandkids love her. And I jokingly call her Mama Bear. And there was just something I was going through, and Jan was literally checking on me every single day. And I was just like, that's what friends are for. The good times, the bad times, I'll be on. Okay. So I think it would be Jan. For sure. All right. Number 11. Who is most likely to randomly bring home a new dog? I think that would be Jan. I think Jan likes being around like humans and pets. So I feel like she would be the one who would just like go out and, you know, she's probably going to go out, and after she gets her strange middle of the night tattoo, she's going to pop up at home with a new dog for whatever reason. And I think her family's just going to accept it. They're going to be like, we have a new dog. This is not coming off. So we're just going to go over it with foundation and concealer. Okay, so number 12. Who is most likely to cancel on plans last minute? I don't even know why I'm pausing. It would be me. It would be me. Sometimes I get a little antisocial, like, because I think it's because I just talk to people all day, every day. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be around any, like, living being right now. Like, I just want to be by myself. I'll listen to a podcast. Rose can come. Rose can be there. She's the only living being I'll let in my presence. But yeah, sometimes I just need a break, and sometimes that can happen when I've already made plans and I am just like, ugh, I can't make it. Like, I don't want to. But honestly and truthfully, I have a lot of friends who are therapists. So I can say, I'm just like, my battery's low. I'm just kind of all peopled out. I'm feeling like super low and sad right now. And all of my friends will be like, oh, take care of you, you know, self-care. So I feel like my friends are super understanding. And there was a time where I was like in the depths of depression. And so my friends would be pretty understanding of if I couldn't make it out. I mean, they would still push me appropriately. But sometimes I would just be like, I know that we scheduled something, but I just like cannot make it, you know? And if you have friends who are feeling depressed, like, still check on them, still invite them to stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I know from also a lot of people who are like a little antisocial at times, they're like, I still want to be invited. Like, I just want to have the opportunity to say no, but I still want you to invite me. Let me hop off camera and do my foundation and stuff and call my mother back, and then I will answer the last 3 questions. So I will be right back. Okay, let's do the last few questions. Number 13, who is most likely to appear on the kiss cam at a sporting event? I feel like Jan would. Girl, I'm not going to even be at the sporting event. I'm just kidding. I feel like Jan would be on the kiss cam with her hubs. Yeah, and I feel like she's also more likely to go to a sporting event than I would. Number 14, who is most likely to be a low-key conspiracy theorist? I think I would. Because, like, I'm not one right now, but I've become more like, that's a conspiracy. I feel like I've become more like that in my advanced age. So I think I would be the one that's more likely to be a conspiracy theorist. And lastly, who is most likely to hide a zombie bite? I think Jan, because I would be like, look. So I definitely think Jan would at least be a little bit more low-key with it. Okay, that is the end. Those are all of the questions. I will be sure to put the questions in the description box, and also hopefully I remember to put it as a pinned comment. So feel free to answer the questions either for you and a friend, or if you decide to determine would it be me or would it be Jan. Feel free to let us know. Make sure you head over to Jan's channel to see her look and also to hear her answers. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I really wonder what she says about each one. Hopefully some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, answer some of the questions. Be sure to check out Jan's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.